Good morning, one and all. Coffee Cup Chronicles, day 28. Dillard House, Dillard, Georgia. Do you know Georgia had mountains? Up in the northeast corner, about 2 hours north of Atlanta. Actually, there's a mountain up there called Springer. Always wanted to go there. Why? Why not? Oh. Because it is technically the beginning of the AT. You know what the AT is? Appalachian Trail. Hey Don, what's that? Oh, well, it's on the East Coast and it runs all the way to Maine. It's like, I want to remember 2,641 miles. I actually walked part of the AT. You can too, if you want. Just so you say you walk the Appalachian Trail. If you go to the Great Smoky Mountains, which I've done some cups on that already, if you go up to Clingman's Dome, and you can drive up there, park, and walk up the walkway up to the tower. Well, on the way to the tower, there's a little sign that says Appalachian Trail with an arrow. If you walk down the little path, probably 40, 50 yards, you hit the main trail. You walk that trail to the east, and you go about, quarter mile, and it comes up on the other side, and there's another little sign that says Clingman's Dome, which takes you back up to the pavement area where Clingman's Dome is, which is the highest point in the Great Smoky Mountains. But anyway, let me tell you about the Dillard House. You know me, I'm going to get off track telling these stories. I have adult deficit disorder or something, or you got to learn to control it. And I would rather have in the field I was in, it was needed. So anyway, the Dillard House. This place is kind of neat. It reminded me also of 1972. So I had a Goldwing motorcycle in '88, and we belonged to a motorcycle, not club, organization called Driven by the Spirit. And we would go on weekend rides, sometimes over the weekend, sometimes just the day. Well, this Dillard House in Dillard, Georgia, from where we live, was about 3 hours. And I can still remember getting up there. It wasn't so much the ride up, but we took a ride once we settled into the rooms, before we went to dinner, we took a short 65-mile ride. You take a bike and turn a bike almost on its side going around these corners. And of course, our guy, Wayne Chichelsic, scraping pipes on every corner. Just nuts. Anyway, this Dillard House, it's a unique place to go for dinner, for lunch, for breakfast. But you sit down at a big table. I think there was like 18 or 19 of us. And then they bring everything out on these huge, wait a minute. You know me, I think I'm Italian sometimes. These huge platters, huge bowl of mashed potatoes, huge plate of chicken fried steak, huge plate of a bowl of green beans, and it's a pass me around. And it's all you can eat. And you sit there and gouge yourself. It's crazy. But let me tell you about the part it reminded me about. 1972, my older brother Bill went in the United States Air Force. He was stationed at Biloxi, Mississippi for training. So, like us Turlingtons are known to do even way back then, we took a road trip. We didn't fly. That was too expensive. From Buffalo, New York to Biloxi, Mississippi. We went down to see Bill. And on the way down, somewhere around Louisville, Kentucky, there was this place called the Cow Palace. And there was a Motel 6. Do you guys know what Motel 6 was, why it's called Motel 6? It was $6.95 a night, plus $1 for each additional person. So there was the three of us. So, you know, of course, $9.95, and that was cheap back in listen to me, in 1972. But the Cow Palace was funny. Here it is, my younger brother and I, Daniel, you know, and I don't remember what our age was. We were young. You know, we'd gone out to eat with mom and dad before, but we've never sat at a table with other strange people. Yeah. So we go in, there's these big round tables, like seats 12. And you sit down, and until the table's full, nothing's going on. And you don't order from a menu. There's a double Lazy Susan in front of you. And then once the table is full, and it was dinner time, they bring the food out, same thing, in these bowls and plates, and put it on this Lazy Susan, and you spin it around and take your food off. Well, for two young boys, that was a feast. Unbelievable. So yeah, my memories of the Dillard House in Dillard, Georgia. This is, I got to go back to the Appalachian Trail. I was talking to a friend of mine, Ray Peoples, just the other day. That crazy boy. Love you, Ray. He went to Alaska to hike and had, I don't remember how he got there. They took him out to the far end of the trail, dropped him off, and he hiked back by himself, no weapon, in the backs of Alaska. He said he walked into town, he walked into this little tavern, and he said he looked around everywhere, and everywhere there were guns. There were rifles on there. People were carrying them. He said he felt so out of place. Well, I text Ray the other day and asked him what he thought about walking part of the Appalachian Trail with me. Yeah. Memories. Thoughts. Coffee Cup Chronicles. Day 28.